Welcome back, everybody, to the Poker Model Hand Breakdown. Today I'm going to show you an all-in situation that occurred very deep in a tournament. Unfortunately, there's only so many things you can do, and you really just have to understand the ranges of hands that players will be going all in with and how well your hand stacks up against that range. So you can see here I have 1.2 million in chips, but if you've been following the poker model, you know that it's really only about big blinds. The amounts could be billions, doesn't really matter. So when the blinds are 40,000, 80,000, 1.2 million is only 15 big blinds. And according to the poker model, that's still a short stack. So when I scan the table and I'm looking to see what's happening here, I'm not looking at the dollar amounts. I'm actually looking at how many big blinds each player has. So the action folds to Under the Gun +2, who has 720,000 chips. This player goes all in. So again, instead of looking at it like, man, that's $750,000, this is actually just an 9 big blind all in. So when I look at my ranges, a 9 big blind all in could be any pocket pair. It could be, ace 10 or better, maybe king queen. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller of a range just because we are so deep in a tournament and players tend to be tighter, trying to go deeper into the money. But still, my ace queen should be beating ace 10, ace jack. A lot of pocket pairs I'll be 50-50 against. And really, I'm just looking for that spot where I can potentially be a 70% favorite to win. So for all those reasons, I go all in on top of this raise. And, I'm hoping to be ahead and win, and then I'll be in a pretty good position. I'll have more of a medium stack, but if I lose, I'll still have 6 or 7 big blinds, which is pretty short stack. But I'm still alive, and I can find a spot to move all in, and I'll still be in the game. So I move all in for 1.2 million on top, and I really do expect the rest of the table to fold. We have 2 all-ins in front. You'd have to have a really, really big hand to put your chips in after these 2 major plays have been made. So I go all in, and right away, the player to my left calls the 1.2 million, and I kind of accept the fact that I'm probably beat. Yes, there's a chance that he's playing pocket jacks, which I'd be 50-50 against, but really, this play is typically going to be made with ace king, aces, kings, queens, all hands that I'm a 30% dog to. So that play happens. I'm kind of like accepting my fate, realizing, man, I might not actually be ahead here. The action folds around the table. We flip our cards, and you can see that I was indeed a 50-50, in a 50-50 situation with these pocket sevens, but the player behind me has pocket queens, which is actually beating both of us beating both of us pretty easily. So the cards run out, again, not necessarily as important. I end up hitting a queen on the river, which is insignificant because the player behind me actually has more chips than both of us. So he ends up knocking both of us out of the tournament. But I think the really important concept here to pay attention to is I can't assume that someone behind me is going to have a big hand. I have a queen in my hand, so it's much more unlikely that the player behind me has 2 queens. So I have to make my play based on the information in front of me. So for that reason, I went all in. This will happen in poker a lot. Someone has pocket queens behind. I've been in hands where someone from the button will then have pocket aces and knock everybody out, or any combination of those things. But the point here is that in the long run, you look at the information in front of you. You can't be afraid of hands behind that are kind of unknown, because most of the time players will not have anything behind you. So I hope this was helpful today. Ask us questions if you have any, and we'll see you on the next one. As always, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Poker Model Hand Breakdown. For more training tools and Texas Hold'em advice, subscribe to our YouTube channel or pay us a visit at thepokermodel.com to see our weekly articles, bi-weekly podcasts, and other episodes of the Poker Model Hand Breakdown. Until next time.